she says that before she was practicing, she missed so many days of fasting, and now she wants to make up. She doesn't know how many days, what to do. First of all, any days that you've missed in the past, you have to make up, as long as you're fit and healthy and you're able to do so. How many days? This is something that you have to estimate. So if I tell you, is it 1,000 days? You say, no, this is a lot. And if I say 10 days, you say, no, this is too little. So you go off and on until you reach a number that is satisfactory to you. Add a few days to it just to be safe, and then make up for these days. And she asks about Sunnat al-Fajr for men, or for those who are too late to pray anything else but Fajr itself. For example, a man wakes up, makes wudu, goes to the masjid, and as he's on his way to the masjid, the iqamah is given. So definitely he cannot pray any other than the fard itself. So he goes and joins the congregation. When does he pray the 2 rak'ahs of Fajr? He has the option to pray it afterwards without any problem, or waits until the sun rises, and then he may pray the 2 rak'ah of the Sunnah. And Abdul Karim said that Ishraq, sunrise, is at 6:35. This is not correct. Ishraq is at 7:03 in the calendar. So if you want to pray the Ishraq prayer, you add to that 10 or 15 minutes to be on the safe side. And the second situation is that if someone wakes up and he looks at his watch and he knows that he has only one time enough to pray 1 rak'ah of fard itself. So he quickly gives or takes and performs wudu, then he prays this rak'ah of Fajr, and by that he had prayed Fajr on time. And after that he may pray the Sunnah as well. Her third question would be, if someone breaks a promise, what is the expiation for that? Well, this depends. If it's a promise to a person, then he has committed a sin, because it is part of the characteristics of the hypocrites that when they make a promise, they break it. But if the promise is to Allah Azza wa Jal, so this takes the form of a pledge. So you pledge that, oh Allah, I promise you, if my son passes the exam, I'm going to slaughter a camel. So this has to be fulfilled, and you must not break it. And her fourth question is praying in Al Hateem. Al Hateem is the appropriate name for the area. Al Hateem is the correct name of the area adjacent to the Kaaba, where there's an ark and people have an opening to go in and come out from. This is known to a lot of the people as Hijr Ismail. And Ismail has nothing to do with it. And this is called Al Hateem because it was part of the Kaaba, and then it was destroyed due to some flooding or something else, and it was kept like this. And that is why if someone goes and makes tawaf from inside of it, his tawaf is invalid, and he has to repeat that because he has passed through the Kaaba rather than round the Kaaba. So she says, as long as it is from the Kaaba, if someone actually goes in and gives his back to the Qibla, to the actual structure of the Kaaba, and faces the other direction, so is his prayer is valid? Technically speaking, yes, it is. But most probably, all those who are praying or making tawaf will beat the heck out of you, because they'll think that you're a lunatic, you're doing something. Why would someone do this? Yani, give me a logical reason. If you have the whole Kaaba next to you, you give your back to it, and you just want to defy people and show them that you have knowledge, maybe you may deserve what you get if you do something like that. But technically speaking, I don't see any reason why your prayer would not be accepted. She says she's confused about making dua after the fard prayer. People say it is a sunnah, it is a must. Others say no, it is not. The most authentic opinion is it is not. The Prophet ﷺ did not used to make dua, as we see lots of the people from the subcontinent and from the Arabian countries after Salah raising their hands immediately, saying something, blubbering something, looking right and left, and then wiping their faces and maybe their bodies. This is not from the Sunnah at all. And what confuses people is that when the Prophet said, ﷺ, when he was asked, what is the most hurtful, what is the most dua that Allah hears most? And he said that in the middle of the last third of the night and at the end of the mandatory prayers. Some translators, they say after concluding the mandatory prayers, and this is the wrong translation. Dubur salawat al-maktuba means that it is part of the mandatory prayers, and this happens only after you finish from the tashahhud and the salutation of the Prophet ﷺ before salam. This is a time where the Prophet in another authentic hadith told us you should make dua in this time and place as much as you want. So after salam, it is time for dhikr. It is not time for dua. And the Prophet himself told us ﷺ that the best places to get your dua answered is when you are in prostration or before concluding your prayer, that is before salam. So why would someone do it afterwards? And the dubur of everything is part of it. It's not something external. So it has to be part of the salah, and Allah Azza wa Jal knows best. Aisha from Nigeria.